Hello and welcome back to our channel, HD Ultra Rare Coins, Coin Enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into a remarkable piece of U.S. numismatic history, the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1974. This seemingly simple coin, often overlooked in a collector's collection, has a history and value that could surprise you. Join us as we unravel the story behind this iconic coin, its design, minting details, and most importantly, its potential value today. The year 1974 was a fascinating time in American history. The country was in the midst of a cultural and political shift. Watergate was unfolding, and the nation was grappling with economic challenges like inflation and the oil crisis. Amidst these changes, the U.S. Mint was continuing its tradition of producing currency, and the 5-cent piece from that year holds a special place in this era. Now, the 1974 5-cent coin is part of the long-running nickel series that the U.S. Mint has been issuing since 1866. But what makes this particular year stand out? For one, the U.S. government had made several changes in coin production methods during the late 20th century, and 1974 marked an interesting point in that process. The coin was minted during a time when the United States was moving away from using silver in its coinage, relying more on copper and nickel to create a cheaper and more durable coin. The 1974 5-cent piece features the well-known design of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson's portrait, first introduced in 1938 on the nickel, has become a symbol of American history, liberty, and leadership. On the obverse, you'll find his likeness, created by artist Felix Schlag, which remains one of the most iconic depictions of any U.S. president on currency. The inscription reads, "Liberty," with the year 1974, and the motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see the famous depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's estate in Virginia, which was chosen as the symbol of Jefferson's legacy. Monticello has been featured on the reverse of the nickel since 1938 and serves as a reminder of Jefferson's contributions to the country. The reverse also carries the words, "United States of America," and "E Pluribus Unum," the national motto. But while the design may seem familiar, it's important to understand the specific minting process of the 1974 5-cent piece. Coins from this era were struck at multiple U.S. Mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The minting process involved the use of a copper-nickel blend that gave the coin its signature weight and look. While it might seem like an ordinary coin, the condition of a 1974 nickel plays a significant role in its rarity and value today. As with any coin, the condition in which it is kept is key to determining its value. Most of the 1974 5-cent pieces were circulated and spent in everyday transactions, so finding one in excellent or mint condition is rare. However, there are some collectors who have carefully preserved these coins, making them highly sought after in the numismatic community. A well-preserved 1974 nickel, with no visible wear and tear, can command attention from collectors. Additionally, certain 1974 5-cent coins have been identified with special characteristics that add to their rarity. For instance, some coins have been found with subtle minting errors that make them stand out from the standard issue. These errors can include misaligned dies, double strikes, or even incorrectly shaped coins. These variations are like treasures within a treasure, sought after by numismatists who are eager to add something unique to their collections. It's not just about finding a coin in great condition. Understanding the unique factors that can affect a coin's desirability is key. Some 1974 5-cent pieces from specific mints are more valuable than others. For example, coins minted in Philadelphia are often more common, while those minted in Denver are considered slightly rarer due to the minting process. Similarly, a 1974 nickel that has never been used in circulation and is still in its original state could be worth far more than one that shows signs of wear. But here's the exciting part. The value of the 1974 5-cent piece could be far more than you might expect. While most of these coins are valued at a few cents to a couple of dollars, there are some extremely rare examples that have fetched astonishing amounts at auctions. A coin that is in near mint or uncirculated condition, or one that has a rare minting error, could be worth a small fortune. After much research and analysis of auction prices, a rare 1974 5-cent piece could potentially be worth as much as $66,000. Yes, that's right, $66,000. Can you imagine finding one of these in your collection, tucked away in a drawer or hidden in a coin jar? The value of these coins skyrockets when they are in pristine condition, with no signs of wear, and when they have special minting errors that make them unique. So, what does this mean for you? If you have a 1974 5-cent coin, or if you come across one, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Check its condition, look for any unique characteristics, and if it's in excellent shape, you might just be holding on to something incredibly valuable. A well-preserved 1974 nickel could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And that's the magic of coin collecting. Sometimes the most unassuming pieces can hold a world of history, beauty, and value. As we've seen, the 1974 5-cent piece is no exception. With its deep historical significance, iconic design, and potential worth of up to $66,000. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into a fascinating piece of American coinage, the United States 5-cent coin from 1986. While many people may overlook this particular nickel as just another part of their pocket change, this little coin carries an interesting story, an iconic design, and a surprising potential for value. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much the 1986 5-cent coin is worth today. The year 1986 was a significant one in American history, not just politically, but also in the world of coinage. It was a year filled with historical milestones, from the dedication of the Statue of Liberty to the celebration of the bicentennial of the United States Constitution. Coin collectors had a keen eye on the mint, as they were eager to see what new designs and changes might appear in the country's currency. The 1986 nickel, however, was part of a much older design, a design that had already been in use for decades, but still managed to capture the essence of American ideals. The 1986 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, is part of the long-running Jefferson series. This series was first introduced in 1938 and features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson, a founding father and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, has had his likeness featured on the nickel for over 80 years. His image on the 1986 nickel, designed by the talented Felix Schlag, captures Jefferson in profile, looking dignified and thoughtful. On the obverse of the coin, you can clearly see the word Liberty inscribed above Jefferson's head, along with the year 1986 and the national motto, "In God We Trust." These familiar symbols of American freedom and pride give the coin a deep sense of connection to the nation's history. Flipping the coin over, we find the reverse side, which has featured Jefferson's estate, Monticello, since 1938. The depiction of Monticello is instantly recognizable, an architectural masterpiece built by Jefferson himself and symbolizing his legacy as both a statesman and a visionary. The reverse also displays the words, "United States of America," and the motto, "E pluribus unum," which translates to, "Out of many, one," a fitting tribute to the unity of the American people. Though the design of the 1986 nickel may seem simple at first glance, it's important to recognize the larger context in which this coin was minted. By the mid-1980s, the U.S. Mint was facing challenges of its own. Inflation, rising production costs, and changes in the global economy were all factors that led to a shift in coin production practices. The 1986 nickel was struck using a combination of copper and nickel, a more cost-effective material than silver, which had been used in earlier coins. This mixture made the nickel more durable and resistant to wear and tear, ensuring that it could withstand years of use in circulation. But here's the key to understanding the true value of the 1986 5-cent coin: its rarity, condition, and the potential for hidden gems. While the 1986 nickel was struck in large quantities, most of these coins were used in daily transactions, which means they were subject to wear and damage over time. Coins that were in circulation and used for everyday purchases became tarnished, scratched, and worn down by constant handling. However, there is a select group of 1986 5-cent coins that have survived in pristine condition. These well-preserved coins are highly sought after by collectors. In fact, a 1986 nickel in uncirculated or near-mint condition can fetch a premium price in the marketplace. But it's not just about the condition. There are certain other factors that can make a 1986 5-cent coin even more valuable. One of the main reasons collectors get excited about the 1986 nickel is because of the potential for minting errors. Throughout the history of coin production, the U.S. Mint has occasionally made mistakes during the striking process. These errors can range from minor flaws to more significant anomalies that make a coin stand out from the rest. Examples of minting errors that could affect the 1986 nickel include double strikes, off-center coins, or even die cracks. These error coins are rare and can be worth much more than a standard 1986 nickel. For example, if a 1986 nickel was struck with an off-center design, causing part of the image to be missing or misaligned, it could be considered a unique piece and highly collectible. Minting errors like this add to the coin's intrigue, making it a prized possession for those who specialize in error coins. Collectors are always on the lookout for these anomalies, and finding one can be like discovering a hidden treasure. In addition to minting errors, some 1986 nickels may come from specific mints that are less common or harder to find. The United States Mint has several facilities across the country, and each one produces coins with subtle differences in their design. The 1986 nickel was minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco Mint facilities, with the vast majority being produced in Philadelphia. If you happen to find a 1986 nickel from the Denver or San Francisco mints, it could hold additional value due to its relative scarcity. The real excitement, though, comes when we talk about the potential value of these rare 1986 5-cent coins. As we've seen, most 1986 nickels are worth only a few cents, but some exceptional specimens can fetch incredible prices. A 1986 nickel in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one with a minting error, can be worth thousands of dollars. In fact, certain rare examples of the 1986 5-cent coin have been known to sell for as much as $44,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. $44,000 for a single 1986 nickel. So what does this mean for you? If you have a 1986 nickel in your collection or happen to come across one in your pocket change, take a moment to carefully inspect it. Check for any signs of wear or damage, and look closely for any minting errors that might make it a rare find. Even if you don't find an error coin, a well-preserved 1986 nickel can still be worth far more than face value. It's incredible to think that something as simple as a 5-cent coin could hold such immense value. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. The history, design, and condition of each coin contribute to its appeal, and for those who take the time to learn about them, the rewards can be substantial. We hope this video has helped you appreciate the 1986 5-cent coin in a whole new way. Today, we're diving deep into a coin from the United States that you might not have paid much attention to in the past. The 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, from the year 2000. It may seem like a humble, everyday piece of currency, but trust me, this little nickel holds a fascinating history and could be worth more than you ever imagined. Stick with us until the end to find out exactly how much this coin could be worth today. Let's begin by understanding the historical context of the United States in the year 2000. The turn of the millennium was an exciting and transformative time for America, as the country was celebrating technological advancements, booming economies, and significant political shifts. At the start of the new millennium, the U.S. Mint had already established a long history of coin production, with each year's minting carrying its own significance. The 5-cent piece, or nickel, from 2000 stands out for several reasons, both in terms of design and its place in American numismatic history. The design of the 2000 nickel is particularly interesting because it marks a period of transition in the United States coinage system. The U.S. Mint had already begun experimenting with different designs in the late 1990s and early 2000s. By the time the 2000 nickel was released, the coin had been in circulation for over a century, but its design had undergone subtle changes over the years. In 2000, the nickel carried the same design that had been in circulation since 1938, known as the Jefferson nickel. However, the Jefferson nickel from 2000 is notable for being one of the last coins struck before the U.S. Mint introduced major changes in the following years. In fact, it's a perfect representation of the classic nickel design, a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and an image of his home, Monticello, on the reverse. These two images have remained a consistent feature of the nickel since its introduction, and they carry significant symbolic weight. Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers and the third president of the United States, is an enduring symbol of American democracy and the country's quest for liberty. Monticello, his plantation home in Virginia, represents Jefferson's ideals of personal freedom, land ownership, and architectural achievement. But let's dig into the coin's design elements in more detail. The obverse side features a bust of Jefferson, which was based on a famous portrait created by artist Rembrandt Peale in 1800. The portrait is instantly recognizable, with Jefferson's sharp features and distinctive hairstyle. This image of Jefferson has stood the test of time, appearing on millions of nickels throughout the 20th and 21st centuries. On the reverse side, the coin depicts Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home, rendered in intricate detail. The depiction of Monticello is particularly striking because it highlights the beauty of early American architecture, a design that blends classical and colonial elements. The structure has remained a symbol of Jefferson's vision for America, and it continues to evoke a sense of pride in the nation's rich history. Despite its long-standing design, the 2000 nickel is far from ordinary. Coins from this era are now considered vintage pieces, and they have become highly sought after by collectors. The nickel's design reflects not only the personality of Jefferson, but also the economic climate of the time. The late 1990s and early 2000s saw a strong U.S. economy, and the nation's political landscape was marked by the leadership of President Bill Clinton, with the country riding a wave of prosperity and technological innovation. But despite the prosperity, the 2000 nickel is a reminder of a time just before the economic uncertainties that would follow in the early 2000s. For coin collectors, the 2000 nickel is especially appealing because of its historical significance. By this point, the U.S. Mint had produced millions of these coins, but few were kept in pristine condition. In fact, most of the 2000 nickels were circulated heavily in daily transactions, which means that finding one in excellent condition is becoming increasingly rare. Over time, coins from this era have been subjected to wear and tear, which diminishes their value. As a result, collectors are now paying close attention to nickels from 2000 that are in mint state, free of scratches, discoloration, and other marks that come from circulation. The rarity of the 2000 nickel in good condition contributes significantly to its value. While thousands of these coins were minted, only a small fraction remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Those that have been well preserved and carefully stored are now being valued much higher than their face value. So, if you have a 2000 nickel in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a valuable collector's item. And while most coins are valued based on their rarity and condition, the 2000 nickel has a special appeal due to the historical context in which it was produced. There are a few unique features of the 2000 nickel that make it stand out even further. For example, certain minting errors or variations in the coin's production can make it even more desirable to collectors. These errors might include misprints, double strikes, or other anomalies that occurred during the minting process. Error coins are incredibly sought after because they are unique, essentially one-of-a-kind pieces that have a story to tell. If you happen to have a 2000 nickel with a minting error, you might be holding on to something truly special that could increase the coin's value significantly. As with any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A well-preserved 2000 nickel in uncirculated condition is much more valuable than one that has been worn down from years of circulation. Coins that are graded as MS65 or higher are considered to be in excellent condition, and they are the ones that collectors are most interested in. A nickel that has been stored carefully and kept away from moisture, dirt, or other contaminants is more likely to fetch a higher price at auction. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much is the 2000 nickel actually worth? If you have a 2000 nickel in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth anywhere from a few $100s to a small fortune. Some of these nickels, particularly those with minting errors or unique characteristics, have sold for impressive sums. In fact, certain 2000 nickels have been known to sell for as much as $36,000 at auction. That's right, $36,000 for a single nickel. It's amazing to think that something as small and seemingly insignificant as a 5-cent coin could hold such value. But as we've seen, coins like the 2000 nickel can become rare collectibles over time, and their historical significance only adds to their appeal. So, if you come across one of these coins in your collection or find it hidden away in your spare change, it might just be time to take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you expect. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the 2000 United States 5-cent coin. If you enjoyed this exploration into the world of rare coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. Happy hunting, and who knows? Your next find could be worth a small fortune.